Is the M1 Pro MacBook Pro still worth buying in 2023? That's exactly what we're going to find out. So with the release of these specific MacBook Pros, the M1s and the M1 Pros and the M1 Max, it came with a lot of improvements that were way overdue, like the return of MagSafe, the return of physical function keys, more ports, and many others. Now, these are currently on sale at, I think, Best Buy right now and a couple of other places. So your willingness to pay over $2,000 for one of these M1 Pros, specifically the 16-inch version, which is the version that I'm using right now, is really going to come down to whether or not you need the raw computing power of one of these devices, or if you can settle for something like an M1 MacBook Air, for example, or the new M2 MacBook Air, which is going to be less than half the price of this machine, but it won't have quite the power that you will need if you edit a lot of 4K footage, or you are doing some really heavy stuff in Photoshop, or maybe some 3D renders, stuff like that. You probably would want to get the Pro. The design of these pretty different from all the rest. Apple has changed to a more boxy design, which I personally love. It's not the thickest thing in the world, but it's also not the slimmest. Some people call the boxy design ugly, preferring the slim and sleek builds of Apple's computers in the past, and others have found the new boxy design to be somewhat charming. I'm in that category. I love the new design. I think it's more utilitarian, which is mainly what these Pros are for. They're utilities. You have your usual colors, silver and space gray. I say this on every video I do of an Apple product with Pro in the name. It's like when you hear Pro, you're seeing two colors, silver and space gray. That's it. I wish they would add some more colors, but that's kind of a small nitpick, but it would be nice to have some more colors. Now, I mentioned those ports earlier. No more hauling around a bunch of dongles just to plug it into the side of the computers. You're gonna get 3 USB-C ports, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. You also get a 3.5mm headphone jack, an SDXC card slot, and an HDMI port. Plus, you have that new MagSafe 3 charging port on the side, and I love that MagSafe charging port. It's so nice just being able to get the cord, just get it around the port and it clicks in. It's so nice. If you want to unplug it, you just kind of pull up on it and it pulls right out. There's no hassle to it. It's so nice. And the included MagSafe cord is braided, which is also a plus. Once you open the MacBook Pro up, you're going to be greeted by the beautiful, vibrant mini LED Liquid Retina XDR display. It's got a 3024 by 1964 resolution, and of course that notch which houses the 1080p front-facing camera. There's been quite a bit of fuss over the notch. Some people say that Apple is trolling their fans or whatever, but the truth is it really doesn't get in the way of any use. You really forget it's up there. It integrates really well. It just blends into the top. You can see right here I'm using Photoshop, and it really just disappears with the toolbar up top. And I haven't had a single situation where it has gotten in the way, so I'm okay with it. This thing's got insane speakers too. Typically, I'm not one to really use laptop speakers because normally they're not that great, but this has a 6-speaker sound system with force canceling subwoofers, so the bass doesn't rattle and cause distortion. And it's got support for Dolby Atmos spatial audio. I'm not going to touch too much on the touch bar that used to be in the MacBook Pros. It was pretty universally hated. It did have some niche uses, but overall just a pretty bad design, and I'm definitely glad Apple went back to physical keys. The trackpad is absolutely ginormous, more than twice the size of pretty much any other Windows laptop that you can get. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too knowledgeable on Windows stuff, but I'm slowly learning. Both Windows and Apple are great. Just I'm an Apple guy because I'm in their ecosystem, but I won't get into that. But I have nothing against Windows. Now, the battery life on these specific machines are absolutely stupid. Thanks to the new M1 chip, the battery, you're gonna be able to use this thing all day. You're gonna be able to edit videos for 8 hours. It's actually insane. It's so hard to kill this thing. Apple claims of up to 20 hours of web browsing time with this thing, so it's just crazy, man. The battery just keeps on going. And if you do manage to kill this thing somehow, the 140 watt MagSafe USB-C adapter, which is included with the 16-inch, can charge this thing up to 50% in 30 minutes. So if you're thinking about getting the M1 Pro, they're definitely still good options, and you should be able to find them quite a bit cheaper than the new M2 versions. I'm gonna do another video telling you why I chose the 16-inch instead of the 14-inch, because that was a really hard decision when I was looking for one of these things. Do I want the 14-inch or do I want the 16-inch? So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you liked the video, drop a like. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.